Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about what happens next with this chart pattern behind me. Now, I'm going to talk you through the price action as it occurs, and I'm going to talk you through my thought processes. This isn't a typical chart pattern, but it's one that occurs on a regular basis on the charts, and anything that happens regularly and has an outcome that is similar can be traded. It can be traded, not necessarily, I don't trade this as one trade, but it will alter the way my mind sees the market. Is it going up or is it going down? Is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And then I'll wait for trade setups to take advantage of what I'm seeing as the market direction. So taking trades from good value areas and anticipating a price burst in the direction that I think the price is going to go. So let's get into it and talk about what's going on here.
This is the Dow on the 28th of October 2020, and that's the 5-minute chart. That's the 1-minute chart. The market is in an uptrend at the moment. However, it's been in a big downtrend for the last couple of days. And look what's happening to the uptrend. Is it tailing off? Well, when the market does this, when it's been in a big downtrend, you can almost see these almost on top, stacked up on top of each other, and it started leaning over. Now, we all know what happens when something like that, a tower, leans over like that. We know what happens, and the market will potentially operate in the same way, because you can draw a trend line up here, even extend it to here, and if the market goes down now, it's broken the trend line and the market will tumble. It will tumble. At the moment, it's making higher highs, although that high there is lower than that high there. However, it hasn't made a lower low yet, and therefore this lower high may become part of, if the market goes up here, it was just a continuation of the uptrend, wasn't it? So you need a lower low to confirm the higher high, and if we get that, you'll possibly see the market tumbling down. Now, the 5-minute chart, looking at that, this is quite a strong leg. There's a big candlestick which is green at the bottom, and the market is powered up. It's powered up 200 points in half an hour. And so, although the trend is weakening, it could reverse at any time. It could start coming down, but it could also take another leap upwards. You can see the tails on these candlesticks, the wicks are large, which means there's been rejection here, rejection here, rejection here, and often when that's the case, people take the hint and they stop buying for a while. And we shall see, because, you know, people just looking at this will think, well, that's going up, and whatever happens, if it doesn't come down below here, then it's just a pullback, and they will buy, and they'll buy until it fails. And that actually isn't such a good idea, because it means that you end up with a losing trade, and the losing trade is going to affect your confidence. So the best thing to do is, when it's mixed, when you're getting mixed signals like this, the best thing to do is not trade. Is sit on your hands and go and do something else. So we'll see. Looking at this, it's coming down, but it still hasn't broken this low convincingly yet. It went down below it there. If it holds down there, it could go down. Came down below it there, and therefore there's now a lower low and a lower high. Doesn't mean it's not going to go straight back up, because on the 5-minute chart that still looks good for going up. However, anything that's down here now would create interest, because you've got lots of traders here who went long, perhaps still in their trades because they've had no reason to exit at this stage for a loss, so they're hoping that the market's going to go up. You've got traders who are looking at this thinking, well, it's still got potential for going up because it's going up. And they'll be buying, and they'll be losing traders, potentially losing traders in all of these spikes here, and they're all going to exit at once, and that will create mayhem. So let's have a look at this. There. Is it going to stay down there? Is it going to stay down there? We shall see. Alright, you can see that this has now made a move. It's made a move and it's broken the uptrend. So we've got a lower high and a lower low here, and spikes losing bull traders all the way along here, and they exited their trades for a loss. And we'll see, you know, some of the bears that entered here short, taking their profits now, and that automatically will just lift the market slightly, because bears who are exiting their trades are buying, and that creates a temporary buying spike. But we'll be interested to see what happens any second now, because if this body is smaller than this body, then you'll probably get selling, and you'll get selling because people who sold up here, made a profit, are now convinced that the market's going down. Taking a look at the 5-minute chart, which, you know, you've got to look at both. That's very short term. This is longer term, but still short term trading, and it's bouncing off the 5-minute 8 exponential moving average, and so that's why you're getting up and down action in here, because it's got there are two types of traders. There are traders going short here because the trend has changed, and on this chart, and you've got traders here who are buying because they think that this is a pullback rather than a reversal. And so reversals on the longer time frame always start with reversals on the shorter time frame, and they don't always continue on the shorter time frame. And if you, let's say you got a double bottom down here, then that might be a good long. It might be a good long. And, you know, big powerful green bars here, good long. That move, incidentally, there was over 20 points, so that was a good trade for, you know, for anybody. It was a good trade, minimal risk, possibly risk up here, possibly risk here if you entered on this candlestick, and then exited here at the bottom. When the power went out of this candlestick, that was the trade. Now that's an interesting candlestick. Look at these bulls who pushed this right up here. These bulls here, are they going to be losers? Are they going to be? Some of them will have been, because some of them will already have got out when this candlestick went red, and it's always a good time to get in when you know there are losing traders around. So again, you know, wait and see what happens. Let's wait. Nice tail on that candlestick, gone red, and there are people going short for the break of this. The bears have been waiting for another opportunity to sell. They've been waiting. Look at this, they made money all the way down there, and then you got a higher low confirmed by price going above the high in the middle of the double bottom there, and then price went up. This was a big uptrend leg, and it weakened and weakened and weakened, and eventually it's toppled over. That doesn't mean that price is going to go all the way back down here. However, it meant that there were good opportunities for shorting, and these are the things to look out for. Big red bars, spikes on the top, they indicate losing traders going in the wrong direction, and obviously now the market is trading below the exponential moving averages on this particular chart, and it's breaking through the exponential moving averages on the higher time frame chart as well. Okay, these would all have been short trades for me. Short trades, because the longer term trend is still up. The longest term it's short term on the longer term, but the longer term trend is still up. And so these are quick in, short out, take profit trades. And that's because I'd be trading this time frame. I'd trade this time frame, see a pattern that I noticed, which was all of this ready to tumble. All these traders here who went long have got to get out somewhere, and they'll be getting out now for a loss, or they will have taken profits, if they had any sense, up here. They would have taken profits. These guys can't take any profits, they made a loss, and you've got to set a limit for your losses, and they'll be out by now. And so you've got traders exiting their longs, you've got people thinking the market's going to go down like me because it's weakened at the top and it's in a big downtrend on the longer time frames. And the longer time frames are where the institutions trade, and you need to bear that in mind with your own trading. No matter what style or type of trading you take, bear in mind what their intentions are likely to be. And so I hope that was of use to you and interesting. Nice little downtrend that we're in again now on this chart. Still a way to go, you can see, but it was weakening and weakening. The pullbacks were getting bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually the pullback became a reversal. You got a lower high, you got a lower low, and that's generally what happens in reversals. So yeah, I hope you found that useful. So just to pick up on where we were up here, and people started believing that the market was going down again, and that happened because the market went up. You see that little green bar there? Market went up from below the exponential moving averages and then rejected down here, and everybody got convinced that the market was going down again. And so, you know, I specialize on spotting signs early. As I said, the signs begin on the shorter term chart. This trend line was broken and the price bars started toppling over and really started actually toppling over here as it made a lower low, as I pointed out, and since then it's recommenced the downtrend. So the institutional traders, this is a familiar pattern to them, you know, big strong uptrend on the short time frame in a longer term downtrend, period of consolidation at the top, and they take short positions up here, and when the market starts going down they add to their positions, and they'd have added here, they'd have added here, and they may be adding again here. At some stage they've got to take profits, and that's when the market lifts, and this was profit taking on a higher time frame here, because all of these traders who went short made money and they had to get out somewhere, and they got out, and it just gently lifted the market, and then they stopped exiting their trades and they started looking for new trades to go short, which they did up here, and the market has started going down again.
So my hope is the next time you see one of these toppling over, you'll know what's going on. I really appreciate your time. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers for now.